Hello there guys, Francis Gray here, and today I've got a new monster model to show you all. This is the classic monster, the creature from the Black Lagoon, known from the hit Universal Studios or Universal Monster movies. This kit was a styling kit made by Aurora. Comes in a multitude of parts. Once built is 8.5 inches tall by 6 inches wide. Features the Guildman in an upright pose with his arms extended out as in a threatening pose. Obviously features him on a sandy or muddy base with some slight rocks with a back cavern. And then you've got this huge lizard, and then you've got a skeleton bone hand of another creature from the Black Lagoon. That features quite heavily in the first film, and then you've got a tree branch with a snake wrapped around it, and then obviously the creature name plate on the base there. The cavern extends all the way around as well. Great kit to put together. I've had a lot of fun with this, but it is a tricky kit. I did have a few problems while I was building it. The main two problems that I had, one was the head. If you see these photos now, there's like a back ridge. Now originally I thought that was just a bad mould, and I've never once seen the creature from Black Lagoon have that ridge. So I basically decided to sand it smooth, Aves epoxy modelling clay over it, then smooth that down once it hardened, and then grey primed it and painted it, and you can't tell now, so the head is nice and smooth. Now that's the version of the creature from Black Lagoon that I've always seen, but since uploading this photo online, there's been a few people point out that I believe it was the second film where they catch him and bring him into like an aquatic kind of zoo, that the Guildman does have this ridge on the top of his head. So it doesn't really matter, I suppose. This version is more the first film for me, so I decided to keep it smooth. That was the only main gripe that I had with the kit. I don't know if it was meant to be that or it was just a mistake. I don't really know. But yeah, it didn't look right to me, so I wanted mine to be smoothed out. The second problem was there was really bad seam lines running down all the sides of the body and the arms as well. So as you can see in this photo now, there's really bad seam lines there. And now the problem with seam lines on, like, say, the creature from Black Lagoon is, yes, you can smooth the seam lines down, but in order to do that, you have to erase quite a lot of the pattern, all the little bumps and lumps, and then when it comes to paint it, it'll stand out like a sore thumb. So ideally, you need to replace those little bumps and lumps. So what I decided to do was, I just basically rolled on some Aves epoxy modelling clay, like a thin layer of skin, and then basically cut in all the grooves to mimic the same skin pattern, and then just got a sharp nail file, and then just basically added like a dot stipple effect, just to mush up the clay, unstabilize it, and then just basically make it look like bumps and lumps. So I'm glad to say, once painted, you can't see any of these seam lines. So yeah, so those are the only two main gripes. As long as you can get past those, it's a lovely kit to put together. I had a few problems getting him to sit on the base. He does line up to the pegs, okay, but the actual feet is hollow inside, so I found him wanting to like come forward and fall off quite a lot. So instead of just normal contact cement plastic glue, I had to up the stakes and use regular super glue for that. And then once dry, I then like lifted up underneath because the base is hollow as well, and then went over the actual connections with the proper cement glue. So he seems to be nice and stable now. Getting to the actual model itself, basically the base I painted a sandy colour to mimic like an undercoat of sand. Went over it with scenic sand scatter, which you can get from any good like hobby store or model railway store. And then went over it very lightly with the airbrush to give it like a dirty, murky kind of look. The cavern, I basically added scenic grass scatter to there. And then once the PVA glue dried and it was stuck on, I then went over it again with gloss varnish. Now, two perks to that is it cements everything in place, and also it gives it a wet, moist look, so it looks like moss that's just accumulated. So, and also it's really good because there's a hideous connection seam line down here. So that basically hides that. I also did it on the inside of the cavern as well, and then once all that was dried, I added like a foliage kind of thicker moss to bridge the gap between the two bases. Then I added some like random twigs and leaves and stuff like that, just to basically make it look like it's a cumulative, just like stuff just under the cavern. Maybe an animal's made a home there, you know, could be anything really. Yeah, and then just basically glued the skeleton hand in place, the tree in place, obviously the coral snake there. I decided to go for coral snake kind of colour scheme and pattern, just basically to break up all the green. So obviously Gilman's green, the lizard's green, and then I just wanted the snake to just stand out different. So yeah, I just thought that suited a lot more. So yeah, so I'll have a quick zoom in. I really like how the moss turned out on the back part of that cavern. So yeah, so there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick look at. Please don't forget to click the like button, share on Facebook and Twitter, because it helps new people find my channel, which I'm always appreciative of. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe for future videos, and don't forget to check out all the videos of model kit builds and statue reviews. And nothing else to say but thank you for watching and goodbye.